What's going on, everybody? We are going over my last week of running. I got 56 miles in, and if you've been following the channel, this has been a slow progression, about 10, 12 weeks towards getting close to consistent 60-mile weeks. For me, that's really big mileage. I've always been kind of a 30 to 40, almost 50 guy, but injuries pop up, bad things tend to happen for me. So this has been a very calculated, tons of easy miles build for me. And wouldn't you know it, I'm feeling quite a bit better. But with the miles we have accumulated, I think the body has gotten a little bit used to it. And I think we are finally at the point where we are adding in some speed. So that is the point of this video. We're going over my week, 56-mile week, and how I'm including speed. I'm including it in two ways, essentially super high effort, short distances, and then more like marathon goal pace at slightly longer intervals, closer to, you know, your 1 mile intervals, your 1K intervals, because that's the type of pace you need to be able to sustain. So I think combining kind of a medium high effort with really short, super high efforts so that my legs can get used to super fast turnover, get quicker. And then the other, you know, the marathon pace is about sustaining a higher level. And then it's about what I've been doing. It's about every other run being nice and easy. That seems to be like the most trendy thing to put on the internet right now. Yeah, I don't know. Easy miles. Do them easy. Conversational pace. Talk to yourself while you do it. But that's enough of an intro. Let's jump into screen recording some Strava here for you. We're jumping into Strava and let's go over the week. Let's break this down. Okay, so we're talking about the week of January 20th to the 26th. It was a great week. It actually was, because we started with a holiday on Monday. It was Martin Luther King Day. So bank holiday, no work. Really, you know, actually probably the highlight for me on top of working in some speed is I got out to run a couple miles with the Cap City runners. Really cool group. Don, the guy that organizes it, is super enthusiastic and has been honestly just hyping me from afar via the YouTube channel. I know he watches the videos sometimes. I know that, you know, he does so much work in the Albany community. He loves the 518. So got a couple miles in with them, and then went and got kind of the rest of my miles over at the university campus. Classic Kyle. I ran downtown with them, and then I went up to the campus and got my full 8 for the day. So that was Monday. Tuesday, feeling the fire. Got the 11 miles, mainly because Wednesday was going to be -6. But let's talk about Tuesday. 11 miles, 9:55 average pace. Let's actually take a look at this, because I'm a little concerned about the splits here. Let me mix in some heart rate. Okay, yeah, heart rate seems fine with it. Okay, I'm happy with that, Kyle. So 11 miles, honestly, averaging 9:55. That's great for me. I'm seeing my easy runs dabble around that 10-minute mile pace. You know, for a long time it was around the 11. Sometimes it is still around the 11 when I'm really sore. I'm happy to see these easy miles getting a little bit easier on the body. Same effort, a little bit quicker. That you love to see that. It's also freezing outside, so that's cool. Wednesday, I did get a lift in, obviously no miles. Normally that's my 11-mile day, but it was -6 when I woke up in the morning, and it was just not happening. Thursday, 8 miles, afternoon run. You love to see it. I do believe I have some footage of that. It was either Thursday or Friday. Yeah, I got some footage of that. I made the reel about doing some abs and then taking you out on my 8-miler. Cold and tired, another 8-miler. You know, again, easy peasy on that Friday. Saturday, part 1, this is where I'm introducing some speed work. So this is kind of the high level speed work. Did 3.8 as a bit of a warm up. And then, so that's kind of like still kind of getting some of the miles in there. Also, bearing in mind, I skipped Wednesday. I'll just pretty much bring you down to, this graph here. So this is 6 times 200 meters. I'm not going to lie. You can even see it in my last 2. I really tapered off at probably about 150 meters. That's okay for me. I'm not like, I know that if I'm pushing hard enough and I'm easing off because, you know, my lungs are truly, truly burning, I'm okay with that. I need this to get better, but I'm going to go out there and do that. You know, I'm going to still show that little bit of control. I'm not that hardcore of a guy. But yeah, this is 6 times 200. I'd like to get obviously full 200s, and then maybe, you know, push this to like a 10 repeat, and then, you know, maybe add some more distance. But the point of this is to just hit these high, you know, really all out speed efforts so that the legs are getting faster over time. so that I can, hit new, hopefully, speeds over time. And you're not going to do that without, testing a little bit of your all out effort. I don't think this is actually true, but it says on average, we'll say like 430, 440s in terms of like peak pace. So, this is holding this for 15 seconds, 20, I mean, actually probably close to about 20 seconds, holding this really high pace, easing off, taking about a minute break, going back into it. So yeah, this is kind of my high end speed workout for the week. And then we're going to take a look at the 15 miler that ended off the week. This was 10 miles easy and then 4 around goal marathon pace. I would say for me, goal marathon pace right now is sitting in that mid to low 8s. I'd like to ideally go sub 340 this spring in the next like 2 months. That's kind of on my radar. So yeah, that's where that kind of goal marathon pace comes in. So 10 miles easy, and then the 4 you can see down here. First one, 828, 825, 821, 801. And honestly, something about this, I'll mix in kind of the heart rate. It's cold. I don't know how, this is wrist heart rate, so we're taking this with a grain of salt. But I was still kind of hanging around 160, which gives me a lot of kind of confidence that even though this, it was a slightly higher speed, that 820, 830, definitely compared to, my 10-minute pace for the really easy miles, it wasn't working the heart too much more. It wasn't working the system too much more. And it makes me think I could sustain this pace currently at least, 10, 15 miles. I don't know if I can for a full marathon, but like that's the goal here. And we still have some time to figure that out and to push that and to add more of these miles into my long runs. So yeah, that topped off a total week at 56 miles, not quite what we wanted. We can jump out of Strava, but we did miss kind of a Wednesday. So that, that kind of threw off the whole week. Happy to still get 56. That's a good week for me. Overall, this is how I'm working speed into the mileage I've built up. I need to keep healthy. I need to keep pumping nutrition. I'm really on top of my protein these days. Only other thing I wanted to mention here is the on-cloud Eclipse are finally at 799 miles, and you might hate me, but I think I'm gonna leave them at 799 miles. But hear me out. It's because I finally got a new pair of on-cloud Eclipse and 2 other pairs of shoes that I'm really excited about. The only thing I'm going to talk about here, though, is the Cloud Eclipse. The shoes are awesome. They're a freaking workhorse, 799 miles in one pair. And the only reason I'm going to retire them is because I have another pair of them. So, keep an eye out for, I think I'll do a YouTube short, my non-analytical review of this fantastic shoe and why I think it's cool. So keep an eye out. That is it from me, though. Hopefully this video can kind of get wrapped up into a nice package in editing for you. Stay safe out there. Have a great week. Enjoy your running. Stay warm. And I will see you in the next video. Cool beans. Now let's cancel all this. Put on the computer. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. I had coffee around 4.